and member in faculty, member in Board of Management, Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, Professor V. Srinivas Rao Garu. Sir, I am very happy to introduce you to speaker, and at the same time speaker, Dr. Kalpana, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science, Coimbatore. So, Madam, this is by this, shall we start, Madam?
Yes, ma'am, we can start.
Okay, just a minute. Sarada, ma'am?
Okay. Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, respected Dean of Agriculture Dr. Pratap Kumar Reddy Garu, Honorable Board Member Dr. Srinivas Rao Garu, and the Chief Guest of the invited speaker Dr. Kalpana Madam, and all dignitaries and students. Good afternoon, all. Today, this is a national webinar on smart agriculture with artificial intelligence. So I take this opportunity to welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, Dean of Agriculture Dr. A. Pratap Kumar Reddy Garu, invited speaker Dr. Kalpana Madam, and all dignitaries and the students to this national webinar, which is very essential on smart agriculture with artificial intelligence. With this, because of the latest advancement of the technology, which includes the artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, and Internet of the Things, and all these advanced technologies which are very essential for day-to-day life. We being the agricultural graduates or agricultural scientists, we require all the latest technology which is relevant to the field in the advancement. That's why I welcome Dr. Kalpana Madam, and also I hope this opportunity will be utilized by the students and the faculty for the benefit of future sciences. And I also thank the honorable authority, that is Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu and Pratap Kumar Reddy Garu, for giving this opportunity to the SV Agricultural College Tirupati and Department of Statistics for conducting this national webinar on smart agriculture with artificial intelligence. So I welcome one and all. I welcome Dr. Kalpana Madam once again to give the valuable speech on this occasion. Thank you. And also I take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Lavanya Kumari for organizing this national webinar, and the University Head Dr. Srinivas Rao Garu for conducting this national webinar. Thank you all. I welcome all to this national webinar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable welcome address. And ma'am, for the sake of audience and participants, I would like to tell for this program, 334 members have been registered, and among them, faculty are 61%. Faculty are scientists. From student side, 52%, and student from PhD, 15%, teaching associates, 27%. This includes the heterogeneous group undoubtedly, but those have a keen interest to know the mobile app application in smart agriculture, ma'am. And among them, doctorates are 230 members, and PG students, from PG students 104 members, total 334, ma'am. This includes 4 to 5 states of India, and 6 to 7 universities, including traditional universities. By this, this is the brief note on the participant list, so that the speaker can understand the heterogeneity of the participants. By this, I welcome our university head, Professor V. Srinivas Rao sir, and honorable member, Board of Management, Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, to give a brief note on this matter.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, one and all. First of all, I want to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, who is behind all of us to encourage to all the people to organize such kind of webinars and training programs. And I also thank our Dean of Agriculture, Dr. A. Pratap Kumar Reddy Garu, who is a man behind, and he is supporting from the NAHEP also, sometimes when we are conducting training programs or webinars. Thank you, sir. And I thank and congratulate the SV Agriculture College for celebrating the Diamond Jubilee celebrations. It is a really great thing. And on this occasion, giving an opportunity to statistics people to organize this webinar, I thank Madam Sarada Jayalakshmi Madam, Dr. Sarada Jayalakshmi Madam, and Dr. Vasanthi Madam for giving the opportunity to our Department of Statistics people and computer applications for organizing such kind of webinars. On this occasion, first of all, I want to congratulate the head of the department, Dr. P. Lavanya Kumari, and also the staff members, the dynamic staff members, Dr. Nafiz Umar and Dr. Ramanamurthy Garu, because earlier, but Bapatla we used to, conduct more, but now the SV Agricultural College Department of Statistics and Computer Applications are beating the Bapatla campus. It is really a great thing, and we need such kind of competition so that the statistics will grow like anything. Really, the topic, today's topic, smart agriculture with artificial intelligence. For this, I would like to thank Dr. Kalpana Madam, the Associate Professor of TNAU. Madam, we have a long association with the TNAU, especially Gangai Selvi is very well known to me, and recently also we had a discussion and we included their names also in our panel. Really a great thing, Madam, and this kind of support we expect from you people, because at Anguru we don't have any computer science staff members. All are statisticians and mathematicians. Definitely we need your help. From the Anguru we are requesting you, Madam. And I would like to thank you once again for accepting our request from the Department of Statistics and Computer Applications, and you are going to deliver your lecture on smart agriculture with artificial intelligence. Really, we have a lot of association, the statisticians and computer applications. Nowadays, people are talking data scientists, data analysts, and without statistics and computers, it is not possible. Statistics people need computer support, and computer people needs the statistics support. So they have to go hand in hand, then only they will reap the yield. Definitely, it is very much needed, the support from the computer science. Thank you, Madam. And people are talking about more in artificial intelligence nowadays, starting from machine learning and natural language processing or robotics. Like in agriculture also, people want to become more smart. So without doing any hard work, they want to get complete their farm activities. That is why even in Acharya Engineering Agriculture University also, our Honorable Vice Chancellor started drone technology in our university, and we are giving training to the people who want to learn drone operation and all, and we have initiated the certificate course also for that. Nowadays, it is very much needed. People are using apps, mobile apps, and everybody is carrying smartphones. So they want to be smart in agriculture also. For that, where we can apply these technologies, it is very much needed for every farmer. In the beginning, at least the scientists should know where we can use this artificial intelligence in agricultural or farm activities. Definitely, this topic is very important for all of our scientists and PG and PhD students to know about and to work on this area. Artificial neural network or machine learning is like we are doing some forecasting techniques and all by using those techniques. But what are the other areas where we can use this artificial intelligence? Not only in forecasting or predictions, but there are many. When you go through Google or YouTube, people are using, especially in European countries, for starting from irrigation to harvesting, people are using this artificial intelligence technology to identify whether the fruit is ripening or not, or whether you have to give the irrigation or not for the field. All these things, depends on artificial intelligence and sensors. So nowadays it is very much needed. And I once again thank you, Kalpana, Dr. Kalpana Madam, for accepting our invitation. And I congratulate once again to the Department of Statistics and Computer Applications of SV Agricultural College, Tirupati, and all the Anguru faculty who are participating. And I welcome all the participants throughout the in India who are in there are more than 300 participants are there, as Madam is saying, because of the constraint only 100 they are participating through this Zoom app, and other they are witnessing through YouTube also. Thank you once again for giving me the opportunity, Madam. You may continue the session. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable address and remarks.
Thank you, Madam.
And by this, I request Dr. Nafiz Umar introduce our today's speaker, Dr. M. Kalpana.
Okay, madam, thank you. So first of all, good evening to all. So it is my pleasure to welcome all the participants today's national webinar on smart agriculture with artificial intelligence conducted by Department of Statistics and Computer Science, SV Agriculture College, Tirupati. So I'm privileged to introduce to our invited speaker, Dr. M. Kalpana Garu, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore, in this national webinar on smart agriculture with artificial intelligence. So she designed and developed the reinforced fuzzy assessment mechanism in a healthcare and agriculture fields for diagnosis and decision making, and developed fertilizer applications. So simply say that F apps for well-informed decision making among the farmers. Trichy district developed an Android application for pest management using image enhancement techniques for cotton farmers for decision making. So she developed software for the contributory pension fund scheme. It is issue of CPF as an account slip to employees in a particularly Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. And she published 39 papers in international journals, so like Springer, elsewhere, journals, and etc. Presented more than 17 papers at the national international conferences, and published 4 books and 10 book chapters. And also she received awards and medals, outstanding academic performer for the academic year 1998 and 2001, PSG College of Arts and Science, affiliated by, that is a Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Young Scientist Award for the year 2016 from Genesis Urban and Rural Development Society. So it is from Telangana. Best Faculty Award from the Indian Academic Researchers Association in 2019. And finally, Best Teacher National Award from IRDP Group of Journal in 2019. So this is for the brief, the result for Dr. M. Kalpana Garu. So once again, thank you, madam, for accepting this webinar, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nafiz Umar. And we have a good association with Kalpana madam in applying for NASF project, madam. That is our first meet. So by this, with all wholeheartedly, I welcome you to deliver your lecture, ma'am, today.
Good afternoon. A respected Vice Chancellor of ANGRU, Dean Agriculture, ANGRU, and the Associate Dean of SV Agricultural College, Tirupati, and Professor and Head of ANGRU, and Dr. P. Lavanya Kumari Madam, Assistant Professor and Head, the convener of this webinar, and the organizing secretary, co-organizing secretary, and all the participants. Good afternoon to one and all present here. And this is a very nice opportunity to give some details about the smart agriculture and the artificial intelligence in the agriculture, where we are working for last 5 to 6 years in this area. And ma'am said that we have proposed many projects, and probably NASF is by association with ma'am, we could not get it, but I've got this project. And today I'll just give an exposure.
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
It is visible, no, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is
Okay.
visible. Put in presentation mode,
Yes,
madam.
ma'am.
Yeah. Yes.
Today we can see what is smart agriculture and what is artificial intelligence, and this is the first part. And the later part we can see some applications of the the artificial intelligence in the field of agriculture, and we have developed many apps. I'll just give an exposure to that so that the people can get an idea what is artificial intelligence and in which way it may be used in the agriculture. agriculture, and it may be a smart thing that sir, the head of the department, Srinivas Rao, said that it is a very important topic in the nowadays, and people just explore these areas in the today's modern world. So we can first see that what is an artificial intelligence? Generally, we may hear a word that artificial intelligence, but it is a field. It has been exposed long back, but now in the recent days, this area has been very much. It has been talked by everyone. The very important reason behind is that this topic has been given in some 90s and 80s, but today we just talk about the artificial intelligence. The very important thing behind this is that about 10 years back, we do not have the data. We do not have the particular data to get back and work with. Nowadays, we have some advanced technologies in the way of getting the data. So this type of artificial intelligence has become more important than not in the agriculture, also in all the field. Every day we just use this type of technology. So it is a branch of computer science, and it is used to have some smart machines. We can just have smart machines with the help of artificial intelligence technologies, and we can have here some machines can be modeled with this type of technologies, and even the artificial intelligence can just read the human mind with some sensors and all these things. So it is an intelligent machine that is used in the field, intelligent machine with some intelligent computer programming. And it can also just understand the human intelligence. And next one, we can also train the machine in which way the human can think. So this is an artificial intelligence definition, and it was given by John Macleay. In simply saying that artificial intelligence is simply an intelligent machine which can think as that of the human. Next one, we have here some 4 type of approaches in the case of artificial intelligence. First part is think humanly, think rationally, acting humanly, acting rationally. For example, here we have the artificial intelligence, a 2-part here. We could have seen one is that type of the robots or something with the sensors or some hardwares. So in that part, where we can act as the human, that type of the thing may act as the human. The another one is that thinking humanly. What is thinking humanly is that it is type of a predictions where we can say some forecasting, yield prediction, all these things come under the first 2 topic, and the second one is acting. The machine may act as that of the human or with the human behaviors. So we can say artificial intelligence has some 4 type of approaches. But when we propose projects or all these things, many people say that with some sensors and the robotics, they say that it is artificial. It is not the thing that we can also have some machine learning tool or the predictions. So it comes under the 2 way, one with the drones and sensors, and the other one with some machine learning tools. And next one, the application of artificial intelligence. Nowadays, the artificial intelligence is used in all the fields. In the case of healthcare, and in the healthcare, it is very much used in the healthcare to diagnose the diseases. Yes, the artificial intelligence may act as a doctor, and it may give some diagnostic recommendation to the patients. And it is also used in transport and agriculture. Nowadays, it is very much used in the field of agriculture, education. And then e-commerce, we have seen everybody, we just buy the products through online, some Amazon, all these things, we buy the product. But we could see that somebody may think that, for example, if we want to buy a product, we may buy a product, and later on what happens, we may get an advertisement or a thing related to that type of product. What is that? That there we have an artificial intelligence technology. So that type of technology may just be given to the software, and it may be trained that, for example, if one customer who buys that product, he may need that product in the future. So the advertisement is given. So that is a type of training given in the e-commerce field. And entertainment, we have seen many type of apps and games. There we have seen the use of AI techniques. And next one is the robotics. the robotic plays the important role in the case of agriculture, or in the case of in medicine, the robotic plays an important role. In the case of agriculture, we have semi-robots where everything we cannot use the full robot. The semi-robots such as hand picking machines are all given in the case of robots. And automotive industries, it is also very much used in the car designing, all these things. And in the case of social media, we have seen in the Facebook, Twitter, where we can just, in the Facebook also, we can just see the advertisement or which we access, we can get that type of data all the way. So there also the artificial intelligence is also used. And next one is the data security. In the fraud detection, all the field, we use the artificial intelligence. And in the finance, astrology, gaming, all the areas, the AI has been used. Next one, what is the need of AI? We have many technologies around, and what is the need of it? For example, if we want some repetitive learning, automative repetitive learning, that area we can use AI. And for intelligence, if we need some intelligence, we can also use AI technique. And there are many algorithms in the AI, such as supervised, unsupervised. There are many type of algorithms for learning. For training a data, we have many type of learning algorithms. And we can have some for deep learning data. For example, I'll say an example here. We have an example, we can have some classification that we can just classify a simple example with the cat and the dog, where a deep learning data is that I think you have seen a cat and a dog. The eyesight of the cat and the dog may be classified with the help of images. So that place we need some deep data to be analyzed. So we can use the AI tool for the analysis and for the accuracy. For example, if a human goes there, the accuracy may be, we cannot get a perfect accuracy, but in the case of AI, we may get the acute result or the data. Next one, coming to the AI, we have many AI in the modern technology. There it is used in the industries and the agriculture. And the AI technologies are, first one is the machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, and predictive analysis. These four parts are the technologies used in the AI. First one is the machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, and the predictive analysis. I think the last part we have heard as the predictive analysis, which may boost the efficiency and the productivity, that is used in the case of forecasting, yield prediction, all that things, that the last part is used. And the next one is the machine learning and deep learning. Everybody could think that what is machine learning and what may be the deep learning. But what is the machine learning is that machine learning is a subset of AI, and the deep learning is a subset of a machine learning. Here in the case of machine learning, we may train only the small set of data. Everywhere we go towards the AI, what is the training and what is testing? We may, if you read some papers or some journals, you may get through a topic called as training and testing. What is training and what is testing here? If we come across the artificial intelligence technique, first if we collect a data, we have to train such a type of data, that is called as training. And what is with the training, we may generate some model and we have some test data. So that is called as training. Training here is the training on the small data set. And here deep learning, we may train with the large amount of data. And next one is that in the case of machine learning, the human intervention is very much needed. But in the case of deep learning, even though the human intervention is needed, but with the past experience or with its own environment, the data may be trained without the human interventions at the final part. And here this shorter training, in the case of machine learning, we have the shorter training and the accuracy may not be as much as in the case of machine learning. But in the case of deep learning, we have the accuracy, it is a long process of training and we may get a high accurate result. Here in the case of machine learning, it is very simple and linear correlation is used here. In the case of deep learning, it is a non-linear and complex correlations are used. Then another part of the very important part of the machine learning is that it uses the normal system. Machine learning can be done with the normal CPU, but in the case of the deep learning, we may use with the GPU, that is called as graphics processing unit. Because if we take some images, for example, the large voluminous images can be processed only with the deep learning, not with the machine learning. These are all some differences between the machine learning and the deep learning. Next one is the computer vision. This part has been used everywhere around the world, and it is also very much useful here. What is computer vision is that in the computer vision, the information or the data may be your images, videos, or some visual inputs. And with that, we can take some recommendation or the decision. That is, we can have the in the case of agriculture, with the videos are cameras may be placed in the farm, and the images or the videos may be captured, and a computer program may be set, and we can make with the decision through the computer vision. So normal in the case of machine learning, we may use the data, but in the case of computer vision, we may use the images and the videos for analysis. And next one, what is smart agriculture? Here, the smart agriculture refers, it is managing the farms with some information and communication technologies, which helps to increase the quantity and the quality of the products with optimizing the human labor. Nowadays, human labor is, there is a shortage of human labor everywhere in the case of agriculture. So these type of technologies can be used so that we can have a quantity and the quality of products. And the smart agriculture has become very popular in the case of GPS. That is, global positioning system has arrived, and this technology has been improved. And next one, in the case of a smart agriculture, what are all the technologies used in the case of smart agriculture? First one is the Internet of Things. Next one is the sensor, location system, robots, big data analytics, and artificial intelligence on farms. These are all the tools where with these tools, the smart agriculture has been developed. Next one, what is the need of a smart agriculture? You can ask me a question that we are doing a traditional method of agriculture. What is the need of this type of technology? As we know that agriculture is an important part in the economy of every country. And in India, generally in India, the population has been increased day by day, and the demand of the food has also been increased. The traditional methods are not sufficient to fulfill the current stage, and the artificial intelligence and that type of technologies are used in case of all the fields. And this technology may just transform the agriculture and the industries. And another very important part is the whims of nature. In the case of agriculture, the wind, frost, heat, and the environment influence the, it is a very important factor in the agriculture. And with these type of technology, AI helps to just help the agriculture in the climate change. Then we have a lot of population growth and the employment issue and food safety. And to reduce the labor, the AI technology is very much used so that these things, the climate change, population growth, all can be improved. And next one, and we have some weather factors such as rainfall, temperature, and humidity. This plays an important role. And in the case of weather forecasting or there is something rainfall prediction, we use the artificial intelligence with the help of past experience of the data. And the pollution, I think nowadays we have the pollutions, and due to the pollution, the climate varies, and the farmers are very difficult to make proper decision in their sowing stage till the harvest. In the case of soil preparation, all these things. So these type of challenges may be very useful for the farmers to have some prediction before sowing till the harvest date. And next one, another one thing, we have the soil plays an important role. So here, to identify the soil quality or if the soil is poor, and which type of crops has to be sown. This type of technology helps them by using some drones. It is very useful for them to identify the which type of soil, what type of plants they can give. All these things can be identified with the AI technology. And in the case of weeds, weed play an important role in every crop. And for the weed also, we have some drones and some technologies has been identified to have the weeds. If we want to have a weed, labor has to go to the individual place and they have to pick up the weeds. But by using the AI technology through drones, we can just identify the weeds with the GPS, and we can sort where in the field where the weeds are, and we can just remove the weeds. So these are all some areas where AI is used in agriculture. And next one, what are the process? For example, if I want to have some smart agriculture, what is the process behind this? We have some 4 steps behind this. First one is the data collection. Second one is the diagnosis, decision making, and the action. What is data collection? Here we may just collect the data wherever everybody knows about the data. That is, wherever we need some result or some analysis or decision making, data plays an important role. It may be in numbers, or it may be in text, it may be in images or the video. So here the data can be collected either from the sensors or some instruments. The data can be collected, and the data with respect to the soil, air, all these things. And the next one, after collecting the data may be analyzed, and the potential problems may be identified with the help of the data for the diagnosis. With the problem identified, we can make a decision making system or a software to perform the to have some decisions what is the needed based on the diagnosis. And the decision may be given to the farmer end, so that they may use that these type of technologies. So these are all the 4 important steps in the smart agriculture process, either for robotics or machine learning, all these things. These are all the 4 steps. Next one, drones. Here the drone plays an important role nowadays in the field of agriculture. We can have drones. The drone is an equipment with the sensors and cameras. These cameras are very much useful to capture the images. So, for example, in the cameras, we have some 2 to 3 types of cameras used in the drones. And in the case normal photograph, we can just we have some cameras. We have seen many drones which can capture the normal photographs. And another with the RGB colors type of cameras are also used with the aerial photography, satellite photography. Everything can be captured, and that is in an imaging process. And after capturing the images, the mapping may be done with the help of the images and the mapping. Then we can also survey the farm with some GPS system. Next one, we can have here, what is the use of drones? The drones are used for, nowadays, if we say drone, it is used for spraying. That is very important thing we are using for spraying. And the next is for the crop health. We can also use the drones for crop health. We can also monitor the crop health with the help of drone, and also the irrigation spraying. For example, we can also use for spraying, and in the for planting. For example, in the case of dense forest, the many drones are used to spray the seeds. For example, in the dense forest, the seeds cannot be just taken, and it cannot be given there. So the seeds are thrown with the help of drones in the case of dense forest. And to know about the soil and the field, and for plant counting, yield predictions, where we use the drone data. That is one part. We can just capture the data, and the analysis may be done with the help of AI tool, or either we can classify the images. All these things can be done with the drone technologies. And next one is the Internet of Things. What is an Internet of Things? With what is the literal meaning of internet? Without the physical contact, if we give some decision through the internet. For example, a simple example used under the farmer is that in their farm they have some motors. They want to just off their motor or on their motor. Through these type of technologies, they can just use the mobile phone to just on or off their motors with the Internet of Things. And it is also very important. And now these type of technologies are used everywhere. Next one is for the solar radiation to leaf moisture and the stem diameters and the temperature of each animal in the case of livestock. These type of applications are also done with the Internet of Things. So this technology has been used everywhere with some boards, all these things. This technology has been implemented in the many part of the farming. Next one is the big data analytics. Big data analytics, it is normally we say that with the massive amount of data. For example, if we have some KBs or MB, that is not the thing. We have some TBs and petabyte of data used for this type of analysis. That is the past history of data has to be taken for the analysis, so that this technology helps to give some predictions or forecasting either in the weather or in the case of yield or in the pest and disease management. We can use the big data analytics. And where we can get the data. Nowadays, we may get the data through the drones, Internet of Things, or some sensors, or some measuring instruments. We can take some data, and these data, we have some historical information. What is historical information? Is that the past data. With the past data, we can get the data, and we can find some patterns or some analysis with that data, and we can give some recommendation, or the decision can be given to the farmers, so that we can give some recommendation so that the farmers can make the decision. So the big data analytics also plays an important role in the case of agriculture. In the case of weather forecasting, big data analytics can be used. Next one is the blockchain. Blockchain analysis. What is a blockchain? It is a chain where we can monitor by using this technology. We can just monitor the crop from the sowing till harvesting, post-harvesting, and if something is also, if the vegetables are some, it may be imported also. Through the entire chain, we can just monitor the process. For that, we use the concept of blockchain. Here, the blockchain helps to monitor the crops, and also in the case of cattle. For the livestock, it plays an important role until the livestock or something is handed over to the supplier. This helps in the improving the traceability of the supply chain. By using the blockchain, we can also just improve the traceability. And next one, for example, if some vegetables, especially bananas, mangoes, all these things, and some kind of vegetables are also imported to the countries, and if there is something damaged or some outbreak in that vegetables, it can be easily traced. The imported vegetables from the other country, or if you also export some vegetables, with the help of blockchain, we can trace where it is affected, where there is an outbreak. We can just trace easily by using the blockchain technology. Next one is the computer imaging. What is the computer imaging? The image processing plays an important role in the case of artificial intelligence. We have to capture the images. With capturing the images, it is not easy. That with the images, we cannot identify easily. The image has to be processed. For that, we use the computer imaging or some image processing technology. Wherever, if you want to develop an app or anything, first initial stage, or wherever we have the data, the initial stage, we have to process the data, then only we can just take for the analysis. The same way, just in the case of computer imaging, we have to process the images, then only we can use that type of images for AI or building the app, we can use it. Next one is the disease detection. For the computer imaging is very much used in the case of disease detection, irrigation monitoring, sorting and grading, and in the case of harvesting. In all the places, the computer imaging is very much used. And in the case of, we can also use the machine learning technique or some learning process in the case of images to know the size, shape, color. For in the case of imaging, the color plays an important role. With the help of pixels, we can just capture the color and we can also identify. For example, the immature and matured vegetables or the fruits can be identified with the help of image processing technologies. Next one is the semi-robots. What is a robot? It is an automatic machine which thinks as that of the human. We know that a robot is that thing. But we have some semi-automatic robots which have some arms there. For example, we have seen some arms where we that is used to detect the word. The robots it may not be in the full form. It is a semi-automatic with some arms arms with it, which is used to detect the weeds, and it is used for spraying the pesticides on the field, and it is also very useful for the farmers. And we have in the case of harvesting or in the case of post-harvest technology, many robots, semi-automatic robots are used for harvesting and used for lifting. And we have here in the case of heavy farm vehicles, that is, we have some part of arm is fixed in that vehicle, so that it is operated with the GPS, so that it can position at a time with respect to time in the field. So these are all some semi-automatic robots used in the field of agriculture. Next one, we can see some what are the benefits of the smart agriculture. Here we have some increased production here. With the smart agriculture, the production has been improved and the water has been saved with the help of weather or the prediction, best quality, and the reduced cost, pest detection, and animal health, and better sustainability. These are all some benefits in the case of smart agriculture. But even though we have some benefits, there may be some disadvantages. Here is that in the many, I think India has been developed in many ways. Even we have some rural part where we may not get the internet continuously. At that places, the smart agriculture is somewhat, it cannot be implemented. And if the internet connection is also slow, this is one of the drawback behind it. And we have some farm equipments which need some training. The training has to be given to the farmers to understand and learn to use the technologies. And this and we have here in the case of smart agriculture, in the case of small scale farmers, it may not, we cannot adapt that type of technology towards the small scale farmers. In the case of large scale farmers, it is very much adaptable. These are all some disadvantages behind the smart agriculture. Any questions in that in this area, we can just discuss and we can move to the next part, the applications of agriculture.
Ma'am, we requested participants to post their queries in chat box.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Later also we can discuss about them, madam.
Can we move to the applications, ma'am?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay.
Yes.
Next one. The next part is the applications of artificial intelligence in agriculture. And here we have many applications here. First part is the crop yield prediction and price forecasting, agriculture robots, crop and soil monitoring, disease diagnosis, predictive insights, and the intelligent spraying. These are the applications of the artificial intelligence, and we can see one by one.
Have you shared your PPT, ma'am? Second PPT?
Is it visible, ma'am?
First one is only viewing, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah, now it has come.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Next one is the crop and the soil monitoring. Here, we can just say that in the traditional method of just to observe the soil quality or all these things is that the human may go and the human observation may be taken with some, and it may be given in the lab, and it takes a long time to process it. Nowadays, we have some drones with UAV technology to capture the aerial images so that it can be trained with some computer vision models, and we can just get the soil condition. What is the soil condition? With the images, we can just capture the soil condition, in which way the soil is, and we can also track the crop health, how the crop is, and how with the help of the soil, how the crop health is affected. All these things can be monitored visually. Next part is for the yield predictions. We can also make an yield prediction with the help of the drone technology, and also the malnutrition. We can also find the crop stress. All these things can be done with the help of AI technologies. Next one, the very interesting and the important part is that the maturity of the crops or all the vegetables. Here we can have the manual observation of wheat head. It is a laborious process in the case of agriculture. So the wheat images have been collected, and the wheat ear, it has been trained, and the we have a wheat ear detection mechanism is used to detect the wheat ear heads. So this technology helps to identify and if the labor is used, it is very intensive. So the computer vision models helps the farmers to identify the vegetables or the fruits which are matured and immature. In the case of detecting, in the case of tomatoes, it is very important because the color variations can be analyzed. There are many algorithms to analyze the color, and we can just say that which tomato is ripened or which may be unripened. In the case of apple also, the many technologies or algorithms have been developed in the case of crop maturity. Next one, in the case of weather forecasting, we have many forecasting technologies used for weather forecasting to know about the type of crop to grow, seed to sow, and the harvesting the crop. So the machine learning technologies are used in the case of weather and the price forecasting to give an forecast to the farmers before the sowing the crop, or which we have some set of monsoon, northeast monsoon, all these things. We can give a recommendation to the farmers that which type they have to which time they have to sow their crop, and what may be the harvesting time, and what may be the price for the crop. All these recommendations may be given to the farmers with the help of the this machine learning tools. And we have worked on, I'll just share my experience where we have used the AI technologies for the last 5 years. We have just predicted the short term rainfall distribution of in Tiruchi. It is a district in Tamil Nadu. Here we have collected that is a short-term rainfall. We have some northeast monsoon season, and for that we have predicted whether how much rainfall we may get for the specific season. And here we have taken the secondary data on the climate factors for about 20 years from 1980 to 2001. And we have used a vector auto-regression framework. It is called as a VAR model. Probably economics and statisticians could understand these type of models, which is used for the to know about the rainfall pattern and the distribution. Here the machine learning, it is a machine learning technique. The VAR model is used here so that we can just get the forecast or the short range prediction. We can also have the long range prediction, but we have taken a data for the short term predictions, and we have also just compared with the, it has been done for 21 and it has been analyzed, and we have got a fine result from this forecasting. So we have taken the data for the past experience. We have taken the data and the rainfall pattern has been analyzed, and it has been just compared with the rain where we got for the specific month, and we have gotten a very good result. Next one, health monitoring of crops. nowadays we have many pest and diseases which has been in the recent days we are getting many type of pest and diseases in all type of crops. So we have an app called as Plantonic app. This is an app which is within an open source, which was developed with using the AI image technology. And this app helps to compare the images, and this helps to identify the deficiency in the soil. And it also helps in including the plant pest and diseases. And it also helps the farmers to get the better idea which type of fertilizer they can give and what is the how to improve the harvest quality. This is an open source. Everybody can just download and they can use it. And next one is the agricultural robots. That is, the agricultural robots are used in the case of harvesting to find the quality of the crops, detecting and controlling the weeds, all these things. The robots are used, and it is also very faster compared to the human. And next one is the intelligent spraying machines are used here. All the drones uses sensors. They can just have the herbicides that can be sprayed easily, so that it reduces the time, and also in 1 hour it sprays a large acres of land, so that it may reduce the cost towards the farmers, and this also improves the quality of the crops, and also saves the money. Next one is the automatic weeding. Here we have the automatic weeding. Automatic sprayers are also used, but in the case of weeding, with the help of GPS technology, we can identify in which part of the land the weed is there, so that it may be easily identified to pluck the weeds. So automatic weeding also plays a very important role to eliminate the unwanted plants in the field. Next one is the insect and the disease detection. These are all the areas where we are currently working on it, which is used for disease diagnosis, and also the images of the plants are also collected, and we may detect the pest and the disease, and the recommendation may be given to the farmers based on the insect and the pest detection. Next one, this is the project where we are working under. We have just developed an app for the cotton. Here, you know that cotton is a very important crop, and it improves the economy of the country. So here, to diagnose the disease in the cotton, here and we have used the artificial intelligence technique, and the AI technique has been incorporated with the Android mobile, so that it may be taken to the farmer's end, so that the recommendation may be given to the farmers. The smartphone app is also developed for the cotton leaf disease. This is the initial part. Again, we are also working on it to incorporate all the diseases in cotton. Here we have collected around, this is a project we worked in Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, and we have collected around 13,000 images for each diseases. For bacterial blight, we have taken 3 diseases. One is the bacterial blight, anthrax, and the leaf hoppers are collected from the cotton field around Tamil Nadu, and the images are by directly. For example, if you just collect the images, it is not that we cannot use the images directly to process, or for the artificial intelligence technology, we have to process the images, so that it may be very useful to the during the processing. For example, we have to process the images here. And these are all the 3 damages which has been taken. One is the insect leaf hopper damage, and the next 2 is the diseases, bacterial blight and the anthrax. And here the algorithm for the cotton app, we have written the algorithm. The first part is to collect the images from the cotton field. That is, the 3 type of images has been collected. And the another one, we have to process the image. Here, what is that? We have just enhanced the images. The enhancement technique are also used. That is the unmasked sharpening technique is an image processing technique where the image is enhanced. And next one, here we have taken the images. And another very, very important part in the case of data collection is that, for example, even if we talk about all the technology, but if you go towards the field, there are some drawbacks behind this technology, because collecting the images, for example, in the first time when I collect during the morning, and the next later on, if you collect the images during the afternoon session, you have some variations in the pixel. So if you want to develop an app, or if you want to have an AI technology, you just fix that which part of the time you are going to capture the images. And also while testing also, you should give some command to the farmers that you just have capture the image during the morning hours, or during the afternoon hours. You should give the recommendation to them, or give a note to them that you can just go to the field at the morning and you can capture the images, and you can just put into the app, and it may give some recommendation. So this is very important, that image processing, these are all some disadvantages behind the image processing technique, is that there is a variation in the pixel level while capturing. For example, during the sunlight, the color of the image may vary. And next one, the images are split into 80 and 20%. Here in the case of what is the training and what is testing, before I have said it, but what is training is that we are collecting some 10,000 images, is that we have to keep around the 8,000 images for training, and 20% has to be given for testing. We are with the training, with the 80% of the data, we have to generate a model. In the case of medical field, we may take around 90 to 10% for training and testing. Here we have used the convolution neural network. CNN is used to generate the model, and here the Python programming is used to generate the CNN. And here a Content API application program is created, and it is placed in the cloud environment, so that we can get the cloud to be integrated with the mobile. For the mobile application, we have used an Android studio called as Flutter, which is used to design the mobile app. And this mobile app is also tested in the farmers field. Next one, what are the tools used for the mobile app? Here we have taken MATLAB programming for image enhancement, and the Python programming is used for the new model generation. That is, we have taken convolution neural network. It is a part of deep learning algorithm, convolution neural network, or it is called as CNN, which is used to generate a model. And the cloud, there are many types of clouds such as Oracle, Amazon, DigitalOcean, and we have taken the DigitalOcean as the cloud environment, where the generated model is placed in the cloud for retrieval. And the Android Studio, for the mobile application, we have a software called as Android Studio. Flutter is used, where the Flutter is a model where we can use for both the Apple systems, Apple mobiles, and it is for the Android. So we can use the Flutter for developing for the both models. So here the Android Studio Flutter is also used here, and the mobile device which helps. Here we can have that if I generate a model and if it is kept with me, it is not useful. So the model has to be integrated with the mobile device so that it can reach the farmers for capturing the images. Here in the case of image processing technique, we have a three-part of image processing technique. One is called the unsharp masking, Gaussian sharpening, and the color histogram equalization techniques are used to sharpen the images which is captured from the field. This is an image processing technique. And even though if we use the image processing technique, by seeing the picture we cannot identify it. So we have taken some metrics to evaluate the performance of the images. Here, mean square error. I think statisticians know this mean square error. It is also taken, and PSNR, it is called as the peak signal and noise ratio, are also the metrics used to access the image quality. The MATLAB programming is also used for, and in MATLAB we have an image processing toolbox which is used to process the images. And these are all the original images, and we have some unsharp masking technique, Gaussian sharpening. All these are also used in the case of the images. And for each and every image, this process has been done. and from that, the metrics has been calculated for all the images, and here the PSNR value and MSE is also compared with all the 3 type of techniques, and we have decided that the unsharp masking technique is a correct type of technique, and the images from the unsharp masking technique are used for the are used to have the model or which is used to generate the artificial intelligence model. To generate this model, we have used the unsharp masking technique, and the images from that process has been taken for further evaluation of the model. And I think the mean square error, it may be the minimum one, and the PSNR value, which is the highest one, we have taken for the analysis. Next one, we have finally we have decided that unsharp masking technique are also used for the image enhancement technique, and we have taken the neural network CNN has been taken, and the image has been processed with the 80% of the training and the 20% of the testing the models. And here, with the help of CNN and the Python programming, we have just generated a model. This model is also evaluated from the images captured from the cotton field, and the accuracy of the model is around 93%. And this model has been generated, is used for the integration with the cloud environment. Here, a Cotton API is also created and placed in the application program interface, where we cannot directly place the generated model in the cloud. So an API has to be written for the cloud environment, and the Cotton API has been hosted in the cloud. For here, we have taken the digital version of the cloud environment, but we can also have the Amazon cloud or the Oracle cloud, which has we can take the Cotton API or some wherever you generate a model, it has to be taken as the API, and it has to be hosted in the cloud environment. And now the Cotton API, Cotton mobile application is also created using the Android Studio. Here, you can ask me a question that what is the need of the such type of app is that, for example, this app has been developed in our local language, our regional language Tamil, and here the farmers could get an idea. For example, if the disease is a bacterial blight, what are all the management practices that has to be given to the farmers, so that without coming to the KVKs or some places, they may get an idea that these are all the recommendations we can do during the type of diseases. So when the image is identified as bacterial blight through the mobile, they may also get the recommendation that this is the management practice where you have to follow for the disease. So for these 3 diseases, the recommendation is also given to the farmers. And this is the Cotton app where we have developed it. And in the homepage of the Cotton app, we have the how the bacterial blight comes and what are all the symptoms. All these things is given in the first page. And here we have 2 types. One is we can just upload the images either from the gallery, or you can directly get from the farmer's field, so that captured image may be posted to the cloud environment, and that cloud may give that what is the disease identified, and immediately the mobile app may be what the mobile app gives is that it may give the recommendation to the farmers. And this is a short video for the app. Now, this is the first part of the app. And this is the Cotton app here. And this is the first page. For example, here we have, these are all the images taken from the gallery. We can take the images from the gallery, or either you can take it from the farmer's field directly. Now the images have been captured from the gallery. And what happens is that now this is the images which has been taken from the gallery. And if the arrow mark is pressed, what happens? These images may be compared with the model which we have generated with the help of AI technique or the convolution neural network. The model and the images are just compared and the model may say that this is the disease which is called as the bacterial blight, and the model may generate a result that this is a bacterial blight. After that, this is the page given to the farmer that this is your diseases and these are all the recommendation which may be given to the field. So in this way, the mobile app has been developed for the 3 cotton leaf diseases. And here another, if you capture another image and throws, then it also gives the recommendation. And if the leaf hopper is also, if it is also taken from the gallery, it may give the recommendation to the farmers. But this is the cotton app which has been developed for the, this has been developed for the cotton farmers. And here, this is a pest management. This app is very much useful for the pest management in the cotton farmers, which helps them for decision making. And the recommendation is also given to the farmers about the type of the pesticide they have to apply and what are the doses they have to recover. Doses has to be given to recover from the disease. And this also helps the helps to educate the farmers and inculcate the required knowledge to improve the management practice. This is the cotton app developed with some outputs. And next part, another one thing is that next work we have done is using the maize leaf disease classification using some machine learning technique. In the cotton app, we have taken only the CNN, that is convolution neural network is only taken and it has been checked. But in the case of the maize leaf classification, we have taken some several algorithms. That algorithm has been compared and we have found which algorithm is the better one. Here, the northern, I think you know, maize is a very important crop where it is grown around the world wide, and there is a very important disease called as northern leaf blight, which is a major disease in the maize. And here, about 40 to 70% of the maize is affected by the northern bacterial blight, and 20% causes the colossal damage to the farmers. So this is very important analysis, and we have which helps to prevent the crop loss. Here we have taken the evaluation metrics as accuracy. In all the machine learning algorithms, we may take accuracy as the evaluation metrics. In some cases, we can take root mean square error. Here we have taken the northern bacterial blight and the healthy leaf. Here we have taken 2 parts. One is called the affected leaf and another one is the healthy part of the maize plant. Here, this is a data set we have downloaded from the repository where we got the healthy and unhealthy maize leaves of around 1,804 images. And one is the healthy and another one is the northern bacterial blight affected leaves. Here, the image classification method such as logistic regression, random forest classifier, support vector machines and the neural networks are used to create the model. Here again Python program is taken. The images are also taken, images are downloaded. The images are also processed and we have used the logistic regression, random forest classifier, support vector machines and the neural networks are used to classify the images. Again here in this case, we have just taken all the images and the random forest classifier has ranked the first one on testing the accuracy compared to the support vector machine, logistic regression and the neural network. So the random forest classifier has been taken as the model and it may be, it is under the construction of the mobile app, and we can take the random forest classifier to, which is used to classify the healthy and the unhealthy images. And I think everybody knows that the coconut garden is also which is affected by Rugo spiraling whitefly. Currently we are working under this project. Here in the coconut is a very important one, which is in the South India. Everybody in Kerala and even Tamil Nadu, Andhra, wherever we have some coconut, and the coconut is affected by whitefly called as rugospiraling whitefly, which is an invasive pest which affects the coconut garden, and it also even damages the entire coconut, which is a very important and perennial crop which is used here. And in this case, the images has also been captured here in Coimbatore. We have Pollachi a coconut belt where the images are captured, and also in a place of Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu, which are also the coconut belt, where we have captured the 3 type of images. One is the healthy leaf. We have taken 10 leaflets of the coconut. And this is very important thing is that we have taken the images from the hybrid trees, because the long trees which are which we cannot get the perfect images. For that we have to use some drone type of technologies. So from the hybrid trees, we have taken the 10 leaflets, and the first one is the healthy leaf, and the next one is the rugospiraling whitefly infested stage. And the last one is the sooty mold stage, where we can have some something, the leaflets are covered with some black wax, so that these are all the 3 stages identified in the coconut. And here again, we have used the classification methods such as neural network and the logistic regression are also used for the classification. And the many images are also has been collected. And again, here the random forest method is used to classify the images, which helps to identify the symptoms, and we can protect it from the crop loss. So here, these are all the areas where we are currently working with the image pest and disease identification and the image classification. And the next part is the crop management and the risk recognition. Here, we said that we may get some images, all these things from the drones, everything. But after getting the images, some analysis has to be made with that type of images. So here, currently we have codes in our university for PhD. We are currently handling the machine learning technique, and the PhD students of remote sensing are also has registered the course, and we are working with the images, and we have generated some result with the satellite images, and these type of crop management also helps to know about the crop health, then plant color, shape, texture, and it is helps to know about the early detection and the knows about the plant stress, disease damage. Then we can also identify the weeds, and the invasive species can be identified with the images which have been captured through the aerial or the satellite photography. Next one, this is the result which we have worked with the Python programming. Probably our students has worked with it, and this is called as the NDVI, normalized difference vegetative index, and we have written a code with the help of Python to identify. This is an image which has been captured from the satellite view, and here there are many libraries used in the Python to identify the image, identify which part we have some vegetation, or the vegetation is low. For example, you can just see that the yellow part, which is called as the bare area, and you have the light green as the low vegetation, and the high vegetation is the dark green, and with the no vegetation is some gray color. So the code has been written to classify the images using the Python programming. Next one, I think entomologists, they work with species identification. We can also identify the insect and the insect detection. Here, and we can also have the species identification with even with the image processing technique. There are also some beetles in the field, and here, yes, yellow sticky trap, this has been placed around the field to identify the different species of flying insects, and it is placed in the field. And here, YOLO object detection is a method used in the artificial intelligence, and SVM is also used. It's called a support vector machine, which is used to count the number of insects. Here, the computer vision model, we can just take a photograph, or also we can have the image, videos or the images, and with these images, these are all the we have the bee, mosquitoes, moths, and the fruit flies are also identified in the from the sticky trap, so that the species of the insects may be identified, and the accuracy is has been around 90.18. These are all the areas where we are working under, and this is the one. You can just know it, how the computer vision is used in the livestock counting, all these things. Many areas nowadays in the current trend, even in India, we are also working under these technologies. And this is the computer vision part, where we can just count the livestock which is going. We have some sheep, these are the wild sheep. We have some count here. We may just get the count of the sheep. Every if the sheep moves, each and every sheep moves, we can just get the count of the sheep which move around the field. So in the case of livestock management, it is very much useful for the farmers. The next one, another very important thing is the plant phenotype identification. I think breeders may know the how they go manually to the field, and they may just record the record in the field by plant one by one. So to minimize this type of technology, the plant phenotypic identification is very important. This helps in the evaluation of plant characters such as growth, development, adaptability, quality, tolerance, resistance, and structure. Even with the help of drones, we can just capture the images, and also we can identify the individual plant, so that we can just measure the height of the plant, then which type of seeds. With the help of photographs, we can just measure the size of the plant, their growth, all these things. We can just use the even the Python programming. All these things can be used for the plant phenotype identification. Next one, the post-harvest, it plays an important role here. That is the harvesting and processing quality assurance. If some vegetables or fruits are just sent towards the conveyor belt, we can just detect the foreign objects or some type of different different materials which is seen in the fruits and the vegetables. And we can also grade through the conveyor belts or through the AI technique. With the having the camera, we can also grade the grade the fruits and the vegetables. Here we have some video. You can just see this is an unwanted object which is seen inside the conveyor belt, so that it can be identified. Even in the case of grading also, we can use it. And another important is that the fruit ripening, here we can also have many codings have been written behind it. And here we can have the these are all something which we have seen, we have not developed. It is from the internet, but these are all the technologies which they have worked around the worldwide. We can just identify the fruit in which stage it is ripening. Probably we are working with the images. This is a video. This is also very important. In the case of the farm, we can just place a camera, so that the camera may capture the videos. With the help of AI technology, by writing coding, we can just identify the which type of fruit is ripened, and another one which is not unripened. This type of technology helps in the case of importing the fruits and the vegetable, so that they can get some quality products to the end user. And the livestock counting, is also very important. Important in the case of inventories and the classification of livestock, and it also helps to know, evaluate the animal health by its weight and size, and which livestock is very good, and if they are affected by disease, we can easily sort out it. And we have some traceability behind the livestock. If it is a large field, we can have some count throughout it, and the monitoring is also very easy by using such type of AI technologies. Next one, this is an example here for the livestock. We can have an idea that which cow is here feeding and which is not feeding, what is their weight, what is the daily feed, what is the temperature of the cow, and what is the heart rate. All these things can be monitored through the livestock health monitoring. And next one, we can also even in the case of livestock, we have some facial recognition. Even every day we go around some places or somewhere, we have some facial recognition, or even with the help of our eye also, we can just classify that this is your face or maybe the other one. Many automatic machines have been developed. Here in the livestock, the facial recognition is also used to identify the eye of a cow, or what is the type of livestock it is that. For that, the artificial intelligence techniques are also used. And here we have some these are all the techniques which we have worked and we have seen through we have experienced it. We have some benefits of artificial intelligence. What are the benefits is that, for example, for decision making, if we want to need some decision with these type of technologies, it helps to make the decision in a hour or a fraction of second, all these things. But if we want to get some recommendation from the extension officers, or to go to the farmers or to the research centers, it takes a long time. So the AI helps us to have a better decision making tools or machines which may help the farmers to work easily around the clock. And also the AI also brings the cost saving. Nowadays, many technologies has been come around the world. Even in India, we have some many type of technologies. Many mobile apps have been developed so that it is a cost saving method. And AI also reduces the labor shortage. And also we can get the increased productivity. For example, we have some weather forecasting, all these things, and the yield predictions and the pest and the disease identification. It is very much used to the farmers to increase the productivity, and which enables the farmers to get a good income. And we can also meet the demand of the food as the population increases. These are all some benefits of the artificial intelligence in agriculture. Thank you, one and all. If you have any queries, we can discuss regarding these things.
Thank you, madam, for your elaborative and very clear lecture on smart agriculture with respect to artificial intelligence. Then the session is open for discussion. The participants are requested to raise your hands from the symbol so that those can be unmuted so that you can interact with the speaker directly.
Dr. Kalpana Madam, thank you very much on behalf of Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University for so much informative lecture. You have covered almost all areas of artificial intelligence research, starting from pest detection to pest and disease detection, and ripening or not ripening, like climate, everything you have covered. And really it is wonderful lecture where we can use the statistics. Madam, because after going through your slides,
okay, sir,
you know that there are you have used several statistical models like
sir, probably I am a statistician only. UG I am statistics and MCA computer application and PhD in computer science. So I am interested in statistics also.
So great.
Kangai Selvi is my junior in college, sir.
Okay, nice. So here you have used logistic regression.
Yes,
sir. So even for various applications, you have used different techniques based on your MAPE or MAE mean absolute percent error or
Yes, sir.
that one. But can you say which is the best or best model identification classifier out of all these? Have you come across any such kind of idea?
Sir, probably I cannot say that this method is good, this is not good. That based on your data, we have to decide the models. Sir. Working on the data only we can say, but probably working for images, we have CNN, which is very much working. Sir. For image classification, convolutional neural network, we can get some accurate results. Because it is a deep learning model, and in the case of Cotton app, we have used CNN, but it takes a long process. Sir. For example, to run this application, I have just not off the system around 1 week or 2 weeks. The system has been running to generate the model, because for one image, it takes around, it has to be converted to array, then the numbers has to be stored. It takes a long process, but you can, for image classification, CNN is good, sir.
So what is the machine required for that?
Sir, probably for that type of image, sir, we have to use Mac machines. That is Apple systems.
Apple.
Yes, normal. If you use with normal, for example, Windows or environment, it is very tough, sir. You cannot get the result. It takes a long time to process the images also, because the system capabilities should be around i7 or i10 only. You can work with AI technologies. With i3 or i5, the process may be very slow and it takes long time.
Okay, madam. So if it is if a farmer is uploading his pictures, images.
Yes, sir.
So he has to wait.
No, sir. That is what the thing is that, sir. No, it is
the
not that he has
development.
to wait. For example, what we are doing is that, sir, we have generated a model through some Mac machines, and it has been integrated with the Android environment. So after generating the model, you can use with any machines, no problem.
Okay.
While generating model, we need some set of high-end machines, so that the model can be generated easily, sir. Every farmers do not have some iPhones, no, sir. So it has been customized to Android application, so that if the farmer just capture the images, it takes a fraction of second. If the internet is good, in a fraction of second, they may get the result, sir.
Okay, madam.
But even though we are working through the field also, there may be some drawbacks in the case of imaging because of pixels, all these things. We have some variations. We are working around it, sir.
Okay, madam. So nice, and thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kalpana, madam, for your elaborate speech on all the aspects of agriculture, that is artificial intelligence, using artificial intelligence and all tools that are latest of science. But I have one more doubt, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because in the agriculture, there are so many crops, so many pests and diseases.
Yes,
Is there any specificity to use specific model for each disease or for each pest like that, or each crop? Is there any specificity, or generalized tools or generalized artificial intelligence can be used for all the crops or for all the pests and diseases?
Ma'am, we don't have any specific, for example, cotton, we have to use these type of model. It is not that, ma'am. Based on the, for example, based on the pixel level, based on the images, we can just have the model, but it's a generalized one. You can take all the model, you can test it. Which model works good, you can take that model for classification, ma'am.
Okay.
For specific crops, we do not have any model. We can have all the models. Which model works good, we can take that model for that crop. For example, for another crop, if you are taking, you can take that another model which is good, which gives the high result accuracy value.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Kalpana, madam, I have a couple of questions from my
Yes,
side and
yes, ma'am,
my
yes, ma'am.
associates.
Yes, ma'am.
And my first basic question is, can't we run in any way of artificial intelligence without the internet to the end user?
Ma'am, that is one thing, ma'am. Probably artificial intelligence, internet is very important. Why? That is the thing, ma'am. It is, for example, ma'am, I'll say some difference to you. If you want some analysis, for example, if you want some calculation, it is an inbuilt one that you can generate an app or all these things. The calculation may be done. If you want some dynamic thing, for example, I've generated a model. But I have just taken the the images from the field. it has to be just matched with the model generated. So the farmer maybe are somewhere in around the world. So internet plays a very important role in AI technology, ma'am. But in the case of mesh, everywhere it is needed. For dynamic updations, we need internet, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, I have another doubt on cloud computing.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
you throw some light on cloud computing?
Ma'am, pardon, ma'am.
Cloud computing, ma'am.
Ma'am, cloud, what is the cloud means that, for example, before 10 years or that, what we have individuals, client and server in our laboratory, and the server has to be maintained with us, and we need some space there.
Yes, ma'am.
But nowadays maintaining a server with us is also very tough. So what we have is we can move towards the technology called as cloud computing, where you can store the data. For example, I am here in Coimbatore, I can store my data, which is in the cloud in Bangalore or somewhere in Hyderabad. And the retrieval, security, all these things is very much done with the help of clouds. And we can, for example, to maintain a server, it takes a lot, cost is also very tough.
Yes,
For
yes.
example, 10 to 15 lakhs, we need to have a server. But we can get a space from the cloud. I need 1 GB or 2 GB, 10 GB or something, 1 TB of data. We can just get it from the cloud, and it made the cost spending around the cloud is also very minimum. So nowadays we have just moved to the technology called as cloud, where you can store your data, and you can also take it from the cloud easily with some address or the name, and you can work with your system. So maintaining a server with us, even though cloud is also maintained with server, but somebody is maintaining by Amazon or Oracle or somewhere they are maintaining, and we are getting a space from them. So it may be easy for us to store the data, to retrieve the data, all these things, it becomes easy. So we are all moving towards the cloud environment or cloud technology.
What about the security of data, ma'am? If we use
Ma'am,
this,
for example, I think you know that we have an AI and big data lab in our university, and we have bought a cloud. There we are working with Amazon cloud. What they are saying is that, ma'am, it is a secured everything, computer everywhere, we have some hacking, all these things. They are saying that it is secured. Probably if you keep with our server also, private server, it may be hacked. So they are saying that we have some security or blocks, so that no other person can just access on the data. But hacking is done everywhere. We have our data can be accessed. This is the thing.
okay, ma'am. Out of your experience, what is the accuracy that you observed through image processing?
Ma'am, we are having some images around 30,000, 40,000. We are working with around 93, 95 only. We can get it 100% and all. It is not possible with image processing. We can
Up to 90, have you experienced, ma'am? Up to 90%?
93 or 95%, I have got the result, ma'am.
Okay.
Even though I have got that type of result, testing in the field, there are some errors to be we got some errors, ma'am. Even the accuracy is 90%, because the environmental factors plays an important role there. There we have some cloud changes or all these things. We may get it 93 or 95%. I have got it. For Cotton App, our accuracy is somewhat good, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Do you find any optimum number of images that requires to identify the disease, ma'am? Any optimum number of images out of your experience, I'm asking.
No, for image processing, ma'am, if the images are high, so the training may be good. So optimum images, no, ma'am, it is around, if you have around or 8,000 or 5,000 images, you may get some good results, ma'am.
Ma'am, under that image enhancement, do you give instruction to the computer to identify the first what type of crop it is?
No, ma'am. In image enhancement, we may not give that type of identification to the.
Some of the crops may have the similar type of.
Ma'am, in image, what is image processing? No, ma'am. We have to remove some noisy data. For example, ma'am, you have some in the case of original. In the case of original data, we have some noises around the data. For example, you have some black marks or all these things. That type has been only identified through the image processing, ma'am. That we may not identify the which type of crop or all these things may not be done in the case of image processing, ma'am. Only we may enhance the image, or we may remove the noise or unwanted pixels. That only we may do in the image enhancement. We may not identify, ma'am. It is the identification are all done with the AI only, artificial intelligence technique or model generation. After that only we may identify it, ma'am.
If the leaf size is very small, ma'am, is it works on that also?
Ma'am, that is also one disadvantage. If the leaf size is somewhat big only, it is very easy to identify. In the case of small images, we have to work somewhat more, ma'am. We have tried with what to say, maize and rice, all these only we have, and cotton. For small leaves, we have not tried it, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. And final final question is, can it identify the severity of disease also, ma'am? Not only identification of the diseases and severity.
We can
and
also identify the severity also, ma'am. With the, for example, in rugospiraling whitefly, ma'am, it is specifically given. The university has given an assignment to me. Last
Okay.
director of research also has given the rugospiraling whitefly identification, and he said that he said to me that you have to identify the sooty mold stage is one type which is severity affected by the coconut, and where you can, if you see that leaves everywhere, ma'am, you will get some black waxing around it, and we can also identify, ma'am. Yeah,
Thank you,
ma'am, in computer it is that working with the pixel. So
Yeah.
if the color is more, it may be a severe one. So we can identify. That is the thing, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
And
you, ma'am.
one of participant raised one query, ma'am, in the chat box. How Plantix app is different from the present app, Cotton app that you explained? What are the advantages we can expect from this app?
Ma'am,
Plantix app.
Plantic app, no, ma'am, we have also checked with that. In that app, it is working around the worldwide, no, ma'am. Some diseases, no, we are working particularly on the cotton disease, and we have taken only the these three leaf diseases. So Plantic app, we have just captured the images from the cotton field, and in some places we may not get the correct result, ma'am, because there they are working with all type of diseases. This is specifically for cotton, so we have trained only the cotton leaves, so it may be accurate compared to that of plant exam.
Okay, ma'am. They are also asking about Fuzzle app, madam. Do you have any idea? Fuzzle app?
Which app, ma'am?
FASAL, Fuzzle app. Dr. Santosh Kumar ji, can you do you want me unmute? So that you can ask directly.
Hello,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
madam. There is one app is there, first app, which is an artificial intelligence based app only.
Okay, sir.
They are using for crop monitoring and evaluation, which is a private app only. For
Okay.
monitoring and evaluation, they are using.
Dr.
So
Santosh,
what are
please
the
introduce
advantages?
yourself
and
first.
Hello, ma'am. I am Dr. Santosh Kumar, working as teaching associate in Institute of Agribusiness Management.
Okay, sir.
Actually, that first app is used for evaluation and monitoring of pests and diseases, as well as they are especially used for irrigation systems, ma'am, for artificial intelligence based irrigation systems.
Okay, sir.
So, what advantages we can expect other than those like Fuzzle app or Plantix app? Because you are saying that which is a crop specific, but those apps are used for all the crops. Like
Yes,
there
sir.
is no
If
crop
it is
specific.
crop specific, we can it may be useful for the farmer end, sir. For example, Plantix app are used around the worldwide, because in some foreign countries the leaf texture may vary, but here in our regional place we have something different in our leaf texture, color, all these things. So if it is customized for our place, it may be easy for the farmers for recommendation, and they may easily identify it, sir. That may be the difference.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Absolutely.
And which is any language specific also?
Pardon, sir?
Which is language specific too? when we are developing
Probably
the
in
app?
what you're saying is Plantix, all these apps may not be in the regional language, which may be useful for the farmers. So if we develop an app for our farmers in our regional language, it may be more specific for them, and they can read, because the farmers, everybody do not know German or English to read that type of app. If it is in the regional language, for example, if you develop an app in Telugu or in Tamil, or it may be used to the end user, the farmers may be benefited more.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I do agree, madam, because no, it is area specific. Some varieties will be grown in one particular area.
Yes, sir.
Automatically, the phenotypic characters are different from, though the same crop, the phenotypic characters may vary.
Yes,
In
sir. Yes,
rice
sir.
also, in some areas, they will go for a dwarf variety or in submergible condition, they go for a taller varieties like. So definitely the phenotypic characters are different, and automatically the image processing will also be different. So as per your your information, really it works with local conditions, it works well.
Yes,
So as your case is in Tamil Nadu, so your mobile app is more suitable for your area. Definitely, farmers are going to be more benefited and with more precision. Definitely will be helpful. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
And another
No.
participant, I think Rishi is also willing to ask a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Kindly unmute Rishi. Rishi G. Yeah. Please proceed.
Hello, madam.
Yeah, yes, yes, sir.
Madam, this is Dr. Sheikh Nafiz Umar, madam. So already you're saying vector auto regressive model for rainfall data. So why that particular EAC model? So we have so many the time series modeling is
Sir,
there.
no,
So
that is we have taken that VAR, sir. We can also take regression, all these things. That is not a specific, sir. We have just
so
worked
instead
on.
of instead of EAC, so can I take Arima model, Arimax
Sir, you
model?
can
So
take it, sir. No problem, sir. You can take. But in the case of AI, probably normally we work with Arima or something regression. We may not train the data and test the data. But in the case of machine learning, what we may do that is we may take some 80% for training and the rest for testing, so that the results, it is not that you have to take the VAR model. You can also take the regression model. You can also train it. You can test and you can get the results, sir. It is not specific that you want to take these type of models. You
okay,
can
madam.
use any
So I
models,
have-
even if your regression model or Arima model is good with some training and test data, you can take that model as the better model for predictions.
Okay, madam. So I have another question, madam.
Yes, sir.
So what are the Python libraries for time series modeling, madam?
Sir, generally there are many libraries, sir, but using with Python, we have a library called as sklearn, where we have some logistic regression. Then many sklearn is the important library used here. And we have what to say, NumPy and Pandas. We have all these libraries to import the data, and sklearn where we have SPM, then support vector machine, random forest classifier, and you have the decision trees. All these comes under a library called as sklearn.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Umar sir, please unmute Rishi. Participant Rishi is willing to ask a question. Ma'am, he wrote in chat box, how can a viral disease and deficiencies figure out by using the AI, and is it such accurately determine the difference between the disease that exactly resemble the deficiency?
Ma'am, for deficiency, we can again use these type of algorithm. The deficiency, probably we have some colors, ma'am. In the case of leaf deficiency, we may get some colors. That colors we can just identify, and we can just say that this is, if for example, we have some yellow color, it is deficient in something, we can identify it, ma'am. With the pixel, that again we come wherever we go. One is the thing is that a pixel, or images, if we go with images, we have to have the pixel. With the pixel identification, we can also say the colors, ma'am.
What are the challenges that you face, madam, out of your experience while dealing with the
Madam,
AI.
it is a tough, working with images, it is very tough, ma'am. We have to have work for a long time. Even regularly, I just want to work around evening. I go after office around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Up to that time, we work and just come to the office. But this is a very tough job with working with the images. We have just identify a code error, then we have to work for a long time. Even we have classes also. While working with project, it takes a long time to work with, ma'am. We have to be patient to work with
Yeah.
image processing.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Your
Thank you, ma'am.
patience while answering the queries. And kindly pardon our ignorance. Many questions have been posted.
No
to you
problem, ma'am.
Because we have only statistical knowledge, but not depth with the computer applications. We know, ma'am, somehow, but computer science and
Oh,
developing
ma'am,
the code.
basically, if you know statistics, it is very easy to work with the image processing and even with the computer algorithms. Why I'm saying is probably I am BSc statistics. After that, I MCA. So that completing PhD in computer science, it is very easy
Oh,
to have some mathematics and the statistics background.
Yes, ma'am. Luckily, you have coupled with both statistics and computer science.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that you are flourishing like anything. Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Associate Dean, ma'am, and the Dr. Srinivas Rao sir and Lavanya Kumari, ma'am, to have such a wonderful session, webinar, national webinar in SV Agriculture College, Tirupati, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable.
Just a minute, madam. I request Dr. Ramanamurthy, please go for a formal vote of thanks for this program.
Thank you, madam. So, honorable dignitaries, respected sirs and madams, and dear participants, a very good evening to one and all. On behalf of Department of Statistics and Computer Applications and Organizing Committee, I feel immense pleasure to take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks on this national webinar on smart agriculture with artificial intelligence. I sincerely express my gratitude and hearty thanks to Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, for his continuous encouragement in conducting webinars for the benefits of faculty and students. I take this opportunity to specially express my deep regards and gratitude to Dr. A. Pratap Kumar Reddy Garu, Dean of Agriculture, Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, for his encouragement and provided an opportunity to organize this national webinar to the Department of Statistics and Computer Application, SV Agriculture College, Tirupati. Further, I would extend my gratitude and hearty thankful to Dr. R. Sarada Jayalakshmi Devi Garu, Professor and University Head, Department of Plant Pathology, and in charge Associate Dean, SV Agriculture College, Tirupati, to grace this webinar with her relevant address. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. V. Srinivas Rao Garu, Professor and University Head, Department of Statistics and Computer Application, Agriculture College, Bapatla, and Honorable Member of Board of Management, Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, for his opening remarks on this topic and his encouragement and suggestions when and then it is required. Further, I would extend my gratitude and sincere thanks to Dr. M. Kalpana Garu, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore, and also today's speakers for a couple of topics on smart agriculture with artificial intelligence in a simple and excellent manner. I extremely thanks to convener Dr. P. Lavanya Kumari, Assistant Professor and Head, and Organizing Secretary Dr. Sheikh Nafiz Umar, Assistant Professor, Department of Statistics and Computer Application, SV Agriculture College, Tirupati, who worked with a team spirit to conduct this webinar. My deep sense of appreciation and thanks to all participants for attending this webinar and made it successful event. My hearty thanks to students, Mr. M. Uday Bhaskar and Mr. G. Harish and P. Minruhi for their technical support, and also thanks to non-teaching staff Rajendra and Nagaratama for this department to conduct this national webinar from this beginning to till end. Once again, I heartily thankful to each and everyone who made a successful event. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Ramanamurthy.
Thank you.
And I request all the participants to fill up the feedback form to get the certificate before leaving the session. I request all the participants to fill up the feedback form. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Srinivas, sir. Thank you, Sarada, madam, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you very much for this program.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam. All the best.
Ma'am, finally, I request Kalpana ji, in future also, please, please assist us and support our students and our ignorance with our computer
No, ma'am,
science
no.
knowledge.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Madam, shall we end the session, ma'am?
Ma'am, we can end the session.